Hi, welcome to Kin's Quick Cook. Today we'll be making Chinese pepper steak with onions, and we're going to serve it over jasmine rice. Okay, it's going to be my dinner tonight. Okay, and the ingredients are the following. Today I'm going to be using London broil, which we're going to tenderize using baking soda and water. Okay, that's a secret that a lot of the Chinese restaurants use. They will use a less tender beef, tenderize it, but it will taste just as good. Okay, the beef will come out smooth, tender, juicy, and silky. So let me show you how to do that. The ingredients for our pepper steak, our Chinese pepper steak and onions, are the following. The beef, these are our ingredients. We have ginger, approximately a little less than an ounce. You don't need a lot of ginger because it's pretty pungent stuff. So just about maybe half an ounce to an ounce of ginger as per your taste. You also have three cloves of garlic. This is cornstarch, about 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And we're gonna cook it with a sauce that we're gonna make. We're going to mix in approximately 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice wine or Shaoxing wine, and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And you can add more to taste depending on your preference. We're gonna cook everything in corn oil. And our vegetables will be, of course, the green peppers. You can use also red peppers too, but today I chose to just use green peppers, and there are 2 medium-sized peppers that I chopped up into approximate cube shapes. Okay. Also, onions, same thing. You chop it up into approximately like these little cubes, and there are 2 medium-sized peppers, 2 medium-sized onions here, all chopped. First thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna cut up the beef. You see how the grains are running? Is running approximately this way. So what you do is that you cut it at an angle, like so. You want to cut up slices that are against the grain to maximize the tenderness. And you also want to cut at an angle like this to widen the width, because you want the width to be widened in your beef cuts. Okay, now this may be a little bit too big, so I'm just gonna cut this in half and these in half, because you want it to be bite-sized. We don't want them to overpower the mouth. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this in half like this. That way it will be more bite-sized. Okay, and now I can cut it at an angle like this again. And when I'm done, I'll show you. The beef is all cut up, as you can see, nice slices. What we're gonna do now is that we're gonna soak this beef in the baking soda and water solution to tenderize it. We're gonna take 1 tablespoon of baking soda. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon of baking soda into 8 ounces or 1 cup of water. And we're gonna mix it up. Now we're gonna put the beef in a large bowl for it to marinate and soak. here we go. We're just gonna put all this in. And we're gonna mix it in with our hand. Okay. Making sure every single piece gets exposed to the baking soda. We're gonna wash up, let this sit for approximately 20 minutes. While we are waiting for our beef to soak in that baking soda water solution for about 20 minutes, we have time to make our sauce. First, we're gonna start off with about 3 to 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is regular Kikkoman soy sauce, which I'm just gonna put over here and just eyeball it really. All right. And you add according to taste, as much as you like, or less if you don't like the saltiness. Now, this is approximately 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now we're gonna add in the approximately 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. Okay. Next, we're gonna add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oyster sauce, which is the same ratio as the soy sauce. This one is a little bit trickier because it's thicker, so let's just add it on and we'll just eyeball it. Okay, that's approximately it. In cooking, that's what I like. Unlike math, things do not have to be precise. Okay, now we're gonna mix all this in. We're gonna also add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil in. We're also gonna add 1 tablespoon of black pepper, more or less to taste. We're also going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. For the final step in making the sauce, we're going to be adding approximately 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to 1 cup or 8 ounces of water. Okay, so we're just going to do that right now. Stir. Okay, here's my spoon. I'm just going to stir it in. What this does is that it will thicken up the sauce. And we're gonna add it all into the mix here in front of me. I just want to get rid of all the lumps. And just mix it right in. And this is the sauce that we're going to be adding on to the beef. Okay, the sauce is about ready. It's been a little over 20 minutes. Our beef have been sitting in the baking soda water solution, and this is what it looks like. Okay, now what we're going to do is that we're going to rinse it. We're going to rinse it in a colander. Okay, I'm just going to use my left hand and just rinse all of them, and at the same time rinse the one that will hold it back, and rinse this one at the same time. Okay. Now it's rinsed. I'm gonna put it right back in here and just let it strain. The beef has been rinsed. We're going to marinate it a little bit more. First, I'm going to get rid of the water and I'm gonna put the meat back into the bowl. Now, we're just gonna add a little bit more of the oyster sauce, a little bit more of the soy sauce, and a little bit of the cornstarch to kind of like make it more silky. About 1 tablespoon. Now I'm just going to use my left hand and just mix it in. Now, after about a minute of mixing, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna start our pan and start cooking the beef. We are ready to cook. I have been heating up my pan, the largest one I have, because we want the most area so that we can put the slices of beef right on it. And let's begin. First, we're gonna start off with putting some corn oil. I like corn oil, so I'm just gonna put this much amount, and it's starting to smoke, so we know that the pan is hot. Next, we're going to add the beef. Turn on the range lid, of course. And just flip these around a bit. Ooh, it smells great already. Okay. After you finish browning all the beef, we're going to put it in a bowl. And then we're going to put the bell peppers, the onions, the garlic. Oh, yeah, the garlic. I should put that in. And the garlic we're gonna mix in with the beef. That will add a nice flavor along with ginger. There we go. And we're just gonna mix that in. A lot of people I know would use woks, but unfortunately I don't have a gas stove, and you do really need a gas stove in order to use a wok. So I'm using a flat pan, and the results are essentially the same, but you don't get the wok hay or the wok flavor. Alright, so that's the only thing. Just keep stirring it around until every single piece shows no more pink, and you know it's pretty much cooked. Now, after several minutes, The beef is approximately brown, and you don't see many pink parts. What you do is that you put it into a different plate. Now, we're going to add the green chopped peppers and the chopped onions in. And we're just going to let it heat up a bit. And we're going to cover it for like a minute. Okay, now the peppers and onions has been sitting in there for approximately a little over a minute. So we're gonna take a look. Ready? Oh yeah. We just want to get a little bit cooked because we still want it to be al dente, but not raw. Okay. Now we're gonna add the beef back in, juices and all, like so. Mix that in. And finally, last step, the sauce that we made earlier, it goes right in. And we're gonna mix that in. Now we're just gonna let the heat thicken up the sauce. Afterwards, it's gonna be ready to eat. Let me just cover it a little bit and let it boil. Once it comes to a boil, it's going to be ready. It took approximately 2 minutes for each to reach boiling point. So I covered it and let it cook for about a minute. Now I'm gonna let it reduce a little bit. As you can see, the sauce is thickening up, and the meat that was pink is now starting to turn color into a beautiful, rich, brown, beefy color. And everything is cooking in that sauce and getting very happy. Okay, now we're ready to plate. We're gonna put it in a big bowl and we're gonna serve. Oh, look at that sauce, it's nice and thick. See that sauce? Hey, guess what? Everything is plated and nice. Anyway, time to eat. We are serving this dish up with some jasmine rice. Let's try the beef out first. Ooh, nice hot and steamy. Oh, that beef is tender. It's silky. For London broilers, pretty tender. It's tasty. with a slight sweetness. Let's try the pepper. Oh, that pepper is good. I'm gonna taste it with some jasmine rice. And get some of that sauce in there, the beef. Oh, that is great. I taste the garlic, the ginger, the onion, the peppers, and the sauce. Heavenly. I'm gonna finish my dinner. If you like this recipe, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.